Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. As I record this video, yes, XRP is still on its run, safely above 65 cents, at least for now. Of course, you are future people, so you know if XRP is sitting prettier than that or if we've had a temporary pullback. But I will tell you this regardless, whatever the outcome is, data shows that it's not just you that thinks XRP makes sense. Data shows that the rich out there, they have been purchasing XRP prior to this, leading up to this explosive move. Go figure. As the typical lemming retailer just capitulated on XRP, and you see this with any coin, the whales were there, the splishy splashy whales getting aquatic AF. They were happy to purchase the fear because they believe quite obviously that XRP is going much higher, and there's data to prove this. So I've got that as well as perspective from a number of chart analysts, including commentary. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, of course, we've been waiting for expansion in equities markets because, you've never seen a full-blown alt season without seeing a risk flow out, further out upon the risk curve in equities. Because when you have alt seasons, it's always been in correlation with greater risk taking in the stock market. And so we've been waiting to see that. Now, in recent weeks, we actually have seen the beginning taste of that, with the Russell 2000 having a notable uptick. But what about the rest of the market? Is it going to be moving to the upside? Well, there was this post I want to share with you, and then we'll get into everything crypto. And this is a heavy XRP video, but I did want to mention this because it matters to XRP holders. Absolutely. This is a post from Jurian Timmer. He's a director of global macro at Fidelity, and really just incredibly intelligent guy with insight that is absolutely worth knowing. I mean, there's a reason I've been following this guy for a long time. He does just a great job of breaking down the data and just stating matter-of-fact things and coming to reasonable conclusions based on what's happening in the real world, including drawing upon historical knowledge. And so here's what he had to say. The markets have reached a new stage in this cyclical bull market where a vol event is not caused by a rate tantrum, as all the previous ones were, but rather a swift rotation from the mega growers to everything else. We all knew it would happen at some point, but the cost of being early can be high when the market is so lopsided. And so, folks, what he's stating there, and the same thing happens in crypto, rotation. You're talking about money that was invested in large caps, especially the Magnificent Seven, as he cites a little bit further in the post, rotating into, there's just the money flows further out the risk curve, into the small cap stocks. The same behavior, the same human behavior occurs in crypto. People invest in Bitcoin first, and then money flows into large caps, mid caps, small caps, because it flows further out the risk curve. And the lower the market cap is for a coin, the riskier it is considered to be, which broadly speaking is fair and reasonable. You could see why market participants would view them that way. But the point is, we've been seeing the beginning phases of this recently. And then he says, since the July 10th high, the Magnificent Seven is down 12%, the S&P 500 is down 3%, the S&P 500 equal weighted index is up 2.8%, and the Russell 2000, here's the small caps, the Russell 2000 index is up 10%. Over that same period, folks, up 10%, while the S&P 500 down, Magnificent 7 down, Russell 2000 up. Rotation, my friends, rotation happens in crypto too. The reason I wanted to highlight this should give you additional confidence that, while, yes, XRP's been looking great these last few weeks, hallelujah, yes, but we should see a continuation of this for XRP and the rest of the crypto market, and you do want to see it for the entire crypto space. If you want more money to flow into XRP, you better see rotation, broadly speaking. And he's saying, hey, it's happening in equities, but look, when humans are in a risk-on mode, they treat their stocks and their crypto that way. That's why this matters to you if you're an XRP holder. And then he says, it has only been a few weeks, but the results so far suggest that the market may not be able to make much progress when the rotatees are as big as they are now. The chart below highlights this. Both absolute breadth, new 52-week highs and lows, And relative breadth, relative new highs, lows are now positive, yet the market is down. And so basically, so much has flown out of where it was consolidated that the overall net effect hasn't been great, but for small caps it has. So then the question becomes, is it going to even, are we going to see a continuation for the S&P 500 and broadly speaking stocks? My guess would be yes. There's certainly historic precedent for that, especially once you get out of a bear market. S&P 500 hits a new all-time high almost every time, dating back to the 50s. When that happens, if you fast forward a year later, you do see on average an increase from that moment in time of 16%. So given that the new all-time high was hit in January, and there's been a number of new ones since there, but since the first new all-time high was hit in January of this year, fast forward to January of 2025, if history is to kind of rhyme with itself, it would be reasonable to suppose that the market from that point would be up about 16%. So just keep watching for it, but this can happen in conjunction with alts or with money rotating into the small cap stocks. Here's a post from Cointelegraph. Bitcoin traders are increasing the size of their exchange withdrawals according to CryptoQuant. Contributing analyst at Crypto On Chain highlights that the average amount of Bitcoin per withdrawal transaction is rising, even as Bitcoin has been fluctuating since February. This trend could be a positive sign indicating a potential price increase and a breakout from the current fluctuation area in the future. And so look, the reason that matters, of course, with Bitcoin leading the way, it's the reason I want to highlight this, and then everything else is XRP, just about. It's because as money's being taken off exchanges, that's because those individuals removing it from exchanges don't have any intention of selling it anytime soon. That's bullish, obviously. Here you have a chart analyst, Dr. Magic. XRP dominance at levels that always reverse in gigapumped. ETH/BTC at support and others/BTC at major support, while Bitcoin dominance has been losing momentum for months. And so look, that matters because as alts are taking off, you know what happens in conjunction with that? A decrease in Bitcoin dominance, even if the dollar amount goes up. The dollar figure can keep rising, but alts ultimately outperform, especially as rotation begins. And we really haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen an alt season. But as he cited here accurately, XRP dominance, when it's at these levels, this is the moment in time where it does reverse, and as he put it, gigapumps. Yes, that's absolutely factually correct. Here's a post from Nick Crypto Crusader. I have witnessed so many selling their bags and panicking over the last few weeks. The craziest part about all of this is that Bitcoin dominance just hit a major supply zone where we would see the largest rejections. Momentum on Bitcoin's dominance is dying out. It's clear, and if you inverse the chart, well, it speaks for itself. Alt season is coming. Yes, I know you have heard this over and over again the last few months, but it's true. Markets don't top on fear, doubt, and hopelessness. Alt season doesn't happen while Bitcoin dominance is over 50% too. Right, and so this time would be different. Can you imagine the market cycle's over and Bitcoin dominance is over 50%? And people have been in fear and doubt these last year. That's very obviously true, right? You've seen this. In fact, recently we flipped into actual fear on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. That's not the sentiment when markets top. Every time a market tops, without fail, everyone's in euphoria. Was everyone in euphoria within the last couple of weeks? No, obviously not. Is this time different? I don't think so. So Bitcoin dominance being where it is, yeah, it makes sense for XRP to keep on pumping and other alts ultimately. So I think the rest of 2024 is going to be a real fun time for us, and maybe even the beginning part of 2025. We'll see. And this was fascinating. This is also from Nick. He said almost 3 million XRP trading in the last 60 seconds. Pretty crazy. And by the way, this post was from 5:45 a.m. before XRP really started going. But here you can see 2.85 million XRP traded in the last minute. And the volume by the way, for XRP, $2.2 billion. In just that morning, I might have another post for you. Yeah, sure. Yeah, actually, here's another one from Nick. Just in the morning, earlier, it was at 1.2 billion. So it went from 1.2 billion in the morning to, fast forward somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 hours, whatever it is, $1.2 billion, or $2.2 billion now. And so here's what Nick had to say this morning anyway. Regardless of what anyone is saying, XRP's price action lately has been extremely interesting. I don't want to be cryptic about it, but trading volume has been rising, and the price action has been showing major signs of strength against the market. Some may say it's trading similar to 2017. And yes, my friends, that is what I keep seeing. Analysts broadly agree, the ones I follow, the setup for XRP now is more like 2017, which is, of course, when XRP had its greatest rally in history, much more like that than 2021, based on various metrics. And I've been highlighting that in a ton of videos recently. And it's just fascinating, the resilience XRP has shown in the face of this market, including what Bitcoin's been doing. It's astonishing. You don't usually see this, but in a bull market, it makes all the sense in the world. And we are seeing it now. It's a fun time to be an XRP holder. And then there's also this. This is my last one from Nick. He said, I won't get bullish on XRP until it clears the July 2023 highs, but I do have to mention that it's becoming clear that whales are stacking. Yes, that is factually correct. In fact, on-chain analytics firm Santiment proved just that. And here's a post from them earlier this evening. The amount of wallets holding at least 10,000 XRP has skyrocketed in the past 5 weeks. 279,400 such shark and whale addresses exist on the ledger, returning to a 6-month high. The correlation between these wallets and XRP's market value has been undeniable throughout 2024. I mean, just look at your screen if you can, if you're not driving or something. Look at that massive uptick as people were in fear. What has been happening? Accumulation, my friends. And so they're talking about 10,000 XRP plus accounts. And if you have 10,000 XRP, honestly, you are in rare company, because most people have far less than. I don't have the rich list pulled up for this particular video. I'll be happy to revisit that soon. It'll be worth talking about it in the context of all the exciting price action. But there are almost no humans that have anywhere even close to 10,000 XRP. I just imagine if you fast forward like a decade and you tell somebody that you used to have 10,000 XRP back in 2024, they'll be like, really? It'd be like, having like 50 or 100 Bitcoin back in the day or more than that, which was easy back in the day because there was like nobody in it. I imagine the concept, it'll be something like that. And so here we have an obvious uptick. I'm telling you, the rich people, the whales, they're the rich ones. They behave different than the typical lemming retail speculators, and they've been buying. It's just data. It's on-chain analytics. It is what it is. There's also this post from on-chain analytics from Santiment. As markets range on Tuesday, the cryptocurrency seeing the highest rises in discussion rates include Bitcoin, Compound, Solana, and XRP. And they write discussions around its price movements, market performance, legal battles with SEC, and comparisons with other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Well, how about that? And it's been rocketing. Go figure. All this stuff's coming together. No way. No way. I don't believe it. But this is the type of stuff that you see in bull markets. It's just fantastic. You love to see it. Here's a post from Crypto Michael, chart analyst. And I like this because the sentiment is true. Check this out. He wrote, the FOMO when XRP breaks out will be unbearable for many. They won't believe it's a real breakout at first. They'll say, it'll just dump back down like it usually does. Eventually, as price continues up, they will desperately FOMO in, and that's when I'll sell. Okay, the sentiment I completely agree with. So I've been posting about some of the exciting developments price-wise with XRP today, yesterday, but just recent times. And as XRP's been going up, I'll just be like, hey, here's where it is. Let's see what happens next. Stuff like that, And people be like, oh, it's just going to dump back. Like tons of people, they feel, I can tell they're just emotionally battered because they're responding to my post, which is like, hey, this is exciting. It's fun, neat. And that's how most people take it. But there's a lot of people out there just like, yeah, it's just going to dump back down. It's XRP, man. Like, well, okay, maybe, but we're in a bull market and that hasn't been happening for weeks on end. Like, just when do you cry uncle? Like, are you going to do it when XRP has already rallied and then you'll FOMO in? Because that's what humans do. It just doesn't make sense. But people do feel that emotionally battered. Oh, it's just going to dump back down. Well, yeah, and I understand why. Most of the time, holding XRP, that's what it does. It's sideways and downward price action. The data shows that. That's true. But in a bull market, it flips. We are in a bull market, my friends, and it has been doing that for weeks. Now, it won't go up perfectly in a straight line, so they will have moments where they're like, if they say it's going to dump back down, there will be moments where, for sure, they'll be correct. But does it make sense to believe that that will be the prevailing price action at this moment in history? I doubt it. I strongly doubt it. Here's a post from chart analyst Bobby A. You don't think that the whales who have been accumulating XRP with max size this entire time won't want to enjoy the fruits of their labor? Thinking XRP is a dead coin that will never appreciate is the epitome of herd mentality. Slap yourself if this sounds like you. Yes. And there is a lot of herd mentality out there. The people that are saying XRP's dead, it's a dino coin. It never made sense. The world has been screaming at you. The collective that makes up all of XRP speculators, that's the world, has been screaming at you. XRP makes sense for over a decade, which is why, despite even an SEC attack, it's always been in the top 10 coins by market cap its entire life. Even though it didn't hit a new all-time high last market cycle. And so you could argue the SEC did that, which I do. And you could argue that it also needed longer to consolidate after an 80,000% price increase in 2017, which I think is a fair argument. But here we are. It stayed in the top 10 despite all of that. That's the collective belief of the entire world telling you XRP makes sense, and you're going to vote against that. Well, I know not you listening to this, but some of these people with the herd mentality citing, yeah, some people just do not get it. Here's one of those guys. Chart analyst Nebraska Gooner. So this guy's got a pretty big following. 347,000 followers on X. Now, I've been following him for probably over half a decade. He's reputable. He has a high hit rate. There's a reason people follow him. He doesn't like XRP. He does not like XRP, and he says stuff about XRP that doesn't make sense. He's so frequently right about everything else, but he's one of those guys but then XRP comes up and he's just disastrously wrong. And so, here, I'll make this full screen. Here's the chart he shared. XRP USD chart. He says XRP per request, and he had to put it in quotes because it's not what I didn't want to do it. So somebody made me do it. They said, no, you got to do the XRP. Would you do the XRP? And then he did it. Because he had to put that. It's so funny. It's so funny to me. He says, peeking out of the local channel. If weekly closes above it, just might have a chance to pump. That would be a bearish sign for the overall market, in my opinion, if XRP became the altcoin showing the most relative strength. Worth monitoring. And so, even if XRP goes, which he's acknowledging could happen, it's still bad. It's still bad. It's bad for the entire market if it happens. Now, the good news is, and I was laughing when I read that, and then I saw that XRP chart analyst Dom at TraderView2 responded to that and said, because he's not buying it, and so he said, show me examples of year-long channel breaks on XRP that were bearish for the rest of the market. Spoiler alert, folks. Don't exist. It never happened. He just said it. He doesn't like XRP. It's hilarious to me. It's just hilarious to me. Are you for real, man? Like, it's hilarious. So we even acknowledge, hey, XRP, okay, could do good, but it's bad for everything else. Thanks, Nebraska Gooner. Here's a post from Tony Severino, XRP chart analyst. XRP monthly Bollinger Bands are the tightest ever. Tighter than before the historic 60,000% rally ended in early 2018. And so a lot of analysts have been highlighting this. I thought I'd share with you another analyst that recognized it and is pointing it out. In fact, even Cointelegraph noticed this. Look at this. XRP Deja Vu. Is another 60,000% price surge on the horizon? The Bollinger Band with BBW on XRP's monthly chart hit a new low in July, reflecting years of the XRP USD trading pair moving within a narrower trading range. From a technical perspective, these periods of low volatility can often precede major price movements. In other words, when the bands are narrow, it suggests that a breakout, either upward or downward, may be imminent as the market transitions back to higher volatility. For instance, XRP's BBW was the narrowest during the 2016-2017 session, accompanying a flatlining price action inside the half a penny to 0.009 cent range. That was followed by a 66,000% price breakout, with the XRP monthly volatility, as indicated by the BBW readings, rising from 66.5 to as high as 982.22. And then they write, this time XRP's consolidation has lasted twice as long as during the 2016-2017 run, obviously, while monthly volatility has been even lower. As a result, some analysts, including Tony Severino, anticipate a major price breakout in the XRP market. Correct, folks. Doesn't mean we know for sure it's going to happen, but we speak in terms of probability here. And that's what analysts do. I'm not an analyst, but that's what analysts do. What do you think is most probable here? I'm saying face-melting rally. I think that's what's most probable. I'm thinking new all-time highs, price discovery, face-melting rally for XRP. It's consolidated so long, everything's so perfectly lined up. And we even got people that don't like XRP continuing to say crap about it. And you know, that's part of it too. Like, they are indicators in and of themselves. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.